Well, hello there, folks. This will probably only interest the small minority of rugby league fans that are on this channel. I know there won't be many at this stage. As I say, not many know that I'm on here. Rugby league is another passion of mine, as I've mentioned in the past. My team is the Wire, commonly known nowadays as Warrington Wolves. They're my rugby league team, along with Manchester United being my football team. And now and again I comment on individual games that Warrington have had. They played last night, Thursday night, against Leeds. They were at home. Must admit, before I seen the team, I thought we were probably going to get battered because we're in a terrible run of form, because the confidence is shot at, and because I'm really now getting to the stage where I'm not sure about the coaching. And I've always backed the coach, by the way. But watching it last night was pretty painful. Anyway, the team news came up. I seen the team and I thought, well, wait a minute. We might do something here. They brought Duffy from fullback to standoff. A mate of mine has been calling for that for 2 weeks, and I could see the logic in it. Because for all he can score great tries, Duffy, if we learn how to put him away, and we've not learning that. He's also susceptible to big errors at the back, so he can let in tries. I don't mind him letting in 3 if he's scoring 4. But to games where he's not scoring because we're not putting him away, if he lets in 2, it's a worry. And I thought, yeah, standoff might work while Williams is injured. Anyway, I looked at the team and I thought, yeah, we might have a chance. One bit that shocked me is Wrench was on the bench behind Ratchford and Matutia. Have I said it right? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I was surprised by that. I thought, well, if they bench Wrench, just because he's come back from an injury and had a couple of games in quick succession, or did he fancy the other players before him? I think it'll be the latter, and I think he's wrong. I think Wrench should have played. He can make things happen. The other two at the moment do everything sideways. There's no forward movement really in them. But anyway, the game started. Leeds battered us. For 5 minutes, 6 minutes, it looked great. End to end, anything could have happened. We're letting 3 soft tries. Game over. We didn't come back from it. But thoughts on the game, thoughts on the players. I mean, as a team, Warrington, I'm worrying what's happening now. I really am. I still say, you look at the squad, there's some great players there. You look at the squad, we should be doing better. But things are happening at that club that really, really worry me. On the back of what Maguire's dad said about Maguire, that the club still haven't responded to, that I've asked for and many have asked for. A spokesman has poo-pooed it. A spokesman. Nobody's put the name next to the poo-pooing of it. So you've got to think there's some credence in what Maguire's dad has been saying about what the club has done in relation to his son. And some of the things that they do with that aren't probably 100% what they should be. And so somebody from the club comes out and puts the name next to the poo-pooing of Maguire's dad's statements, then you can only believe the old adage, there's no smoke without fire. There must be some. But anyway, I look at what's been happening lately. I mean, we've signed this Dudson. He's a big unit, but that's all he is. I don't think he plays to his weight. I don't think he's got much about his game. He doesn't offer us a lot. I'm surprised he signed him. I hope he proves me wrong and comes good. But at the moment, nothing there for me. You've got Rashford, who's coming to the end of his career now. I think he got a 2-year extension. Many were surprised he got 2 year. On what I'm seeing now, I think it might have been a year too many. I noticed Curry the other day in the papers, in the Yorkshire press, he's saying he's not worried about Warrington at the moment. He's not worried about the form. He's sure things will turn around. That was before the Leeds game. Does he still think the same? Is he making those statements because he's all right, Jack? Because he's just signed a 3-year contract extension. I looked at that when it happened and I thought, and I ain't saying this as a Warrington fan, but Ben Curry, I love you. I have. I think you've had 2 cruciate injuries which are hard to come back from. I know that they are. I know it takes time to come back. And a year in after them, I thought you were getting back to what you may have been. But you aren't. You've gone backwards. For me, you're offering very little. Why the club would give him an extra 3 years, I just find baffling. I really do. I don't know what other fans think, but on what he's done this last 2 years, I wouldn't have given him a 3-year extension. Last night I thought Ashton was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. He had no ball, but he went looking for it and ran it really hard. Can't say I've always been a lover of Bullock, but he ran hard and worked pretty hard. Clark worked hard, as did Walker, but they both always do. And that was it. I don't think anyone else covered themselves in glory. I really don't. We've got this this thing of, I think we're picking favourites all the time. I mean, he likes the Matusia, a lot of the fans don't. And I know he's a trier, and I know he's played in a lot of positions, but he's in this leadership group, isn't he? I mean, I don't get this at all, these leadership groups. He's in the leadership group, plays and often doesn't do, works hard, does his best like Rashford does, but nothing comes from it. I think Rashford might be in the leadership group. Maguire was in the leadership group. He's now on a plane, well, he's now in Australia and soon to be in France, I believe. So the leadership group means nothing to me. Old Darryl, you've got your attack coach, you've got your defence coach, like they all have. What are they doing? You've got, is it Swampy, the attack coach? Well, we camp on their line 4, 5, 6, 7 times a game. We can't get over the line. We camp on their line 4, 5, 6 times a game. We can't get repeat sets. I think we got 2-2 last night. We like that. I don't mean just last night, I mean against any team. I hate it when we're near the line with 5, 6 tackles to go, because we do nothing with it. We very rarely get over. Our tries often are scored from 30, 40, 50 yards out. But unfortunately, we don't score enough of them tries, because the main players that are going to score from 30, 40, 50 yards out are Wrench, Dufty and Ashton, and we don't seem to give them the ball. They just can't get the ball in space. If they could, we'd score a lot more tries. So the attack coach, I'm not sure about. The defence coach, well, he's supposed to be a blinder, but we keep letting in tries at the moment. We're letting a lot more than we're scoring. That's why we keep getting beat. So none of that's working. So we've got all these people on the payroll. What are they doing? And then talking about people on the payroll, our CEO, Mr. Fitzpatrick, I don't know what he's doing. I don't, honestly. He's the player that's signing all these numpties from Australia and a lot of other numpties and giving people too long a contract. Something needs sorting there. Simon Moran, you're a top-notch businessman. You've made millions. Don't throw it all down the pan. Keep putting it in. We're glad you are. You're a great supporter of our club and of rugby league. You're treasured. You really are. But I think you're paying some people, Simon, and they're not doing the job you're paying them for. And I don't just mean the people on the pitch. I really don't. But just disappointing. And as it was old Adrian Morley noticed last night, Darryl Powell, now he's talking about top 6 in the playoffs. He's not talking about top of the table, which we were only a week or 2 ago and could have been again last night, although Catalan still had to play. We're now talking top 6, so that's how much Darryl's worrying. He'll do well to last the season the way things are going. He's lucky that there's not many other people out of work. You know, I was all for him and I expected big things this year and we started well, but even though we started well, we knew we weren't playing great. But I thought we'd get better. We've got worse and worse and worse. We've not replaced 2 players and we need to badly. But as I said before, if they're not out there, it's hard to do. Maybe we shouldn't have lost them to start with. Maybe we should have signed the right players to start with and we wouldn't be 2 players down now. Leeds last night, well done. Old Blake Austin revisiting us, played very, very, very well, you know, but we were crap. And more's needed, and you know, you don't see where it's coming from. Come on, lads, turn that corner. And by the way, handling errors, discipline, shocking. Cassiano, what you doing, man? Keep your arms down at all times. But the discipline is poor, and decision making again, poor. Very, very poor. Come on, get it sorted.